Hi, I'm David Baldacci. I love writing series for one reason. I get extra opportunities to introduce you to the characters. Writing a standalone book is kind of like going to a feature film. 2 hours, one and done. You're out, and you're never going to see that character again. A series is sort of like a television series where every week you get an episode, a new episode, where you get to meet the character and spend time with them. So that's why I love writing these characters. I can do it much more memorably when I have additional opportunities to present the characters to you. It's not one and done, it's one and just let me run. Amos Decker is my memory man. He's probably the most unusual character I've ever created. He has perfect recall. He's an injured, wounded bear who used to be a football player and now turned detective. He's got a lot of guilt in his past. He has a lot of personal loss in his past. He's the kind of guy that you root for because he has so many things going against him. He is not your perfect hero by any means. He's a huge guy. He's overweight. He's not that athletic anymore, but he has this great mind and a great heart. And once you read the first book, Memory Man with Amos Decker, I think you're going to fall in love with the guy. Aloysius Archer is a character set in the 1940s and 1950s. He's an ex-veteran, ex-con. Even though he's not even 30 years old yet, he has lived a lot in life. He wants only one thing in his life. He wants to have something interesting to do with the rest of his time on Earth. And he decides, after a mishap in the first novel, One Good Deed, where he comes close to being executed in Oklahoma for 2 murders he didn't commit, he decides, I want to be a private investigator. These people go and they try to find the truth, and they bring justice, and they bring bad people in. So he eventually meanders to the West Coast, where he becomes a private investigator solving mysteries and crime. I love history, I love mysteries, and this series allows me to do both, to sort of engage both of those things in my life. So you get this broad sweep of this incredible time period in American history, the 40s and 50s after World War II. It's the golden age of Hollywood. You get that whole flair with that. And you get a guy who's just is a gumshoe, pounding the pavements, trying to find the truth, trying to bring people to justice, and trying to do the right thing in a very cool, slick time period. I think if you read the first novel, One Good Deed, you're going to love the rest of the series. With Robie, my overarching challenge was, how do I make readers care and root for a guy whose job it is to kill people for a living? He is America's premier assassin. He is called in to take people down who are not good people, but he still has to fire the bullet or, slash somebody with a knife. So what I tried to do with Robie is I tried to make him a guy who goes in when no other plan will work. When something needs to be done to help the security of this country, they send him in a very dangerous way. He can die at any time to do his job and get out to fight and live another day. So that's how I sort of built his character. I gave him a backstory where you sort of root for the guy. He has a lot against him. It's sort of David against the Goliath of the world. He's the guy who goes in and tries to make us safe every day. The Camel Club. If you love conspiracy theories, if you're a conspiracy theorist, you will love the Camel Club. This is an ensemble cast of old guys. Each of them has a very sort of cool backstory, and they sort of go around trying to find things to investigate, and conspiracies and action that they want to have some impact on. So they go around trying to find the truth. They get involved in dangerous things using the skills they have learned over the years in their other careers and histories. So you have a guy who was an assassin, you have a guy who was in the army, you have a guy who's a computer genius, you have a guy who's a librarian who also has a lot to bring to the table. They're this hodgepodge cast of sort of old curmudgeon-y guys. They come together, and guess what? They are more together than they are apart. And it brings friendship and resolve and ingenuity together to show that people at any age can still kick butt. The story by King and Maxwell is a pretty simple one. You can make a mistake, you can get knocked down, but you can get back up again. They were both Secret Service agents, and that is a profession that is unforgiving. You can be right and good and hit your marks 99.9% of the time. If you make a mistake, even 1/10% of the time, you're going down. And they both did that, and they both lost their careers because of it. And later they came together as a partnership to move forward in their lives. And again, like the Camel Club, King and Maxwell together are sort of greater than they are apart. And they bring their skills as former Secret Service agents together and their tenacity to make sure that they can solve crimes, bring bad people to accountability, and serve justice. You read the first one, split second. I think you read all 6 of the King and Maxwell series and really enjoy them.